What you're going to see today is a combination of what iTunes did, what Google did, what eBay did, and what Amazon did, all under one roof across over 200 plus countries and the currencies that follow according to it. And the reason that I say that to you up front first is because I want you to have that in mind as we go through the presentation, so you have a perspective about this particular business model, because it is a brand new business model, and what the offering will be, especially as it relates to the future. Now, when I close the presentation, I will recap it with a summary of the game changer companies and where DubLi is positioned today with the years of development that they've been going through. So let me start it in this fashion. There's two distinct pieces to the DubLi business model. One is the pure retail side of the business. This is called DubLi.com, and that is what we call the offering, the value-based offering to the consumer. And this is where customers will go and have access to all of the things that will be bringing them great value to them and their families. And that's what you see on the left side of the screen. Now, on the right side of the screen is what is called DubLi Network. That is the business side. Now, these two pieces are kept independent from each other and do not touch. In other words, the customers don't know anything about a business or an opportunity and never will. And those of us engaged in the business side have the opportunity to work with both the retail side of the business as well as the business building activity. And so what I want to do is I want to keep those pieces together so that you understand how the whole model will roll out. I want to talk first of all a little bit about the company. Now, the company was founded in June of '03. Now, here's the interesting timeline, folks, about this. And follow the timeline for a moment. It went from June of '03 to '06, so it went about 3 years, not generating a single dollar in sales. All they did was spend money creating the software, developing the infrastructure, developing the relationships and contracts that they needed to put in place to get them to a point that it was in '06 that they launched a very small portion of that business, which was in 4 German-speaking countries in Denmark. And they ran that small portion as a test for a couple of years until 2008. In 2008, they felt good enough about the business model that they launched at that point what was the business model in all of the EU, and it was in the fall of '08 that they first started in North America with just the auction, just a small piece. It was in '09 that the shopping portion of the business was added, and in those days it was just an affiliate program. It was late '09 going into 2010 that the entertainment division got launched. And they have been enhancing and developing the full infrastructure since through 2010 to where we're at today to bring to you what you're about to see. And the reason that I give you that information from a historical standpoint is so that you understand the timeline, the time and the financial investment that this company has made to get them to where they're at today. Now, they are a publicly traded company. Their corporate headquarters is in Boca Raton, Florida. They also have a headquarters in Berlin, Germany, which handles a lot of the technical side in the European marketplace. And they also have an office located in Dubai that handles much of the Middle East as well as the Pacific Rim. And as I mentioned, it is a publicly traded company. And most of their staff, especially from the software side, had to be developed in-house, and so they don't use the outside sources. Now, in conjunction with that, the other thing that business people need to look at, which I believe is really critical if somebody chooses to engage with a business, is who's running the business, who's guiding it, what kind of quality individuals do you have involved. This is the board of directors, and if you look at the chairman of the board, his name is Niels Thusen. Niels is referred to as the Warren Buffett of Europe. He's a financial individual out of Europe. He's Danish in his ancestry. He's managed over $30 billion in assets. He's got an incredible track record. He has been on the board of numerous companies, been chairman of several companies, and he has an impeccable CV when people go to take a look at his track record and his success, and obviously the kind of money the man's made personally. Blas Morris is on the board of directors. Blas is one of the original founders with Bill Gates that helped create the Microsoft business. He was primarily responsible for a lot of their international expansion. Lester Rosenkrantz is president of Cameron Associates. It's a very old, established brokerage firm out of New York. And then Michael Hansen is the creator, the innovator, the initial owner, and the guidance behind DubLi. Now, I talk about these individuals, especially Niels Blass and Lester, because if you look at these people's CVs, they have an incredible track record. They would never affiliate themselves with a company that could potentially damage their record, damage their history, damage their reputation, or their financial situation, quite frankly, unless they knew that the company that they were going to affiliate with had a significant upside, a significant future, and were excited about being involved with that particular company. Because again, all these gentlemen from a financial standpoint really are financially well off and don't need to really be worried about doing anything else. Now, on the management side, the operational side, we have Charles Arndetti, who is now he was vice president of the business enterprise unit, is now the chief operating officer. Truls Anderson handles the communications, the director for MediaNet Group. We have a number of other executives internally that handle the operations side. And when you look at this company and you look at the people running it, guiding it, developing it, it looks like a Fortune 500 company. And that is really important, especially when people are evaluating whether they want to be involved with a company or not, because you want to make sure that you've got the right management team and the people behind the company that will take care of it. Here's just a couple of quick pictures. It shows you the two columns on the left is the office in Dubai. The center two columns is the office in Berlin. And the right two columns is the office in Boca Raton, Florida. Now, let's talk a little bit about DubLi.com. This is the retail side of the business. The current offering to the public has a couple of sections that are divided up that give the consumer their offering. Now, you're looking at DubLi.com, North America. Now, again, what you will see are stores and service companies and that is primarily for the North American marketplace. When you go to your own site in DubLi.com for your region, your country, then you will see it as it applies to you. Here are the pieces that are currently offered to the consumer. Number one is the shopping mall. The shopping mall is, in North America, is the largest in the world. It's over 55 million products. It has significant offering to the consumer. It allows every major brand, every major store, every major factory, everything you could conceivably think of is available through the DubLi Mall. Now, here's the thing about shopping with DubLi and shopping in their electronic mall. It doesn't matter what the offering is from the store, what their discount is, what their price is, what coupons they have, whose credit card you use. Everything that is available to the consumer to give them the best price they get, plus they will get an offering from DubLi they cannot get going direct to the same sources. Now, I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on the retail side of the business other than to say that there is individual presentations that will walk you through the full functionality. But what I want you to understand is that the offering to the public is spectacular. Now, you're looking right now, and what I've done is I'm searching by store, and I clicked on this link here, and you'll see it brought up the alphabet. So it allows a customer to go alphabetically to whatever store they're looking for, and you're going to see three columns. The first column is what is called a free user. A customer can register with DubLi for free, no charge. They can use the mall, they can use all the things they're going to show you for free. And as a customer with DubLi, they have the opportunity to buy from the same stores and get cash back on the absolute best deal that the store, the credit card user, and whatever it is out there, they get cash back they cannot get going direct. Now, we also have two subscription packages. One is called a Smart Shopper, and the other is called a V.I.P. Now, these are subscription packages a customer can choose to use if they so desire to. The Smart Shopper package is $4.95 US per month. They get an additional 5% on every single dollar they spend in the mall from every company, every service company that is there, on top of the free user. So example, if you're looking at this one here, baby.com, the free user gets 4%, plus the 5 a Smart Shopper gets, and that's how this 9% comes there. The VIP subscription package is what I call an all-access package, and this is going to give you access to everything you're about to see. It costs the customer $28.95 per month. It is the true best value, and we will show that to you here shortly. But they get an additional 7% above and beyond the 4%, for example, a free customer would get. So if you get 4 and 7, that's 11. That's how this is here. Now, the thing about this is you can shop by store. You can shop by category, as you see listed here. You can also shop by item. Go up into the address bar, type in the specific item you're looking for. In one click, it will take you to the exact item that you're looking for so that you can, in fact, find that particular item. The stores that are carrying it, the best price that is there. Here's an example of one that I just brought up. It's a camera lens. It shows you the stores, it shows you the prices, and it shows you who they are and who's carrying it. If you are a social media user, you can use Facebook and Twitter, and you can email it. You can have all the advantages a customer could have, and what DubLi has done is they have loaded this with everything a customer would need to have it as a simple, safe, convenient, enjoyable shopping experience delivered to their home, and they can then save the time, the energy, and money of physically going anywhere else to do that. Now, the second piece is in the entertainment division. The entertainment today is in the music world. As I'm sure most of you are aware of, everything is moving to what is called streaming. It's no longer about download capacity, storage devices. It's what you have access to. It is the largest library in the world, and I'm waiting on my screen to catch up to me. It's over 18 million songs. It offers you also the ability to search by song, by genre, by album, by artist. It allows you to have access to the 44,000 internet radio stations from around the world, over 40,000 games for the kids, single multiplayer games. This is what you see when you come to the page. You can see the artists. There you can create playlists, multiple playlists. What we're looking at here is the music side and the ability to search and find what you're looking for. Then we also have all the video, music videos is what I should say. And by the way, all of this is free. Customers can come here, use it, watch the videos, see everything they want to see, enjoy it. There is a subscription portion of this. If you wanted to create playlists, multiple playlists, if you wanted to share it on social media, share it with other VIP customers, you have the ability to do that. But if you just want to use it, it is free. And then again, you've got the 44,000 radio stations from around the world, and you also have the 40,000 plus games, single multiplayer games for the children. So that is the second piece to the offering to the consumer. Now, the third piece is what we call the fun shopping side. It's the auctions. It's both the express auction. The express auction, by the way, folks, is only for VIP customers. So that's one of the advantages of being a VIP customer. It's cash cards. And the advantage to this is being able to technically, for lack of a better term, buying cash at a discount. You might be able to buy a $200 cash card for $195, $190, $170, and it will vary from card to card. And these are all bought on a global basis, so it's literally the world participating on that. Then you can take the discounted money that you bought, you can put it onto a debit card, take it offline, so you can actually use it offline, take money out on an ATM machine, or you can use it in the mall. And you can actually use money you bought at a discount, have the full value of the money, and get cash back on the money that you didn't pay full value for at the same time. So it is an amazing offering to the consumer. The second piece is the unique bid auction. This is what we call it's an auction for a segment of society. It's those that enjoy the culture, not the cultural side, but the entertainment of travel and enjoying things. You've got cars that we've sold. We've sold $50,000 cars. We've sold trips to Berlin, trips to New York, put up at some of the 5-star hotels in the world. It's a lifestyle environment, and this is for people that enjoy that. So again, the current offering today are these pieces. Now remember at the beginning I said what they have done is they took iTunes, they took what Amazon did, they took what eBay did, and they took what Google did. And what I just showed you is an example of those models put together all under one roof. Now that was the infrastructure necessary to develop and build a business to ensure that where DubLi wanted to go was going to be able to be completed. Now, also to the consumer side, DubLi has the entire staff that handles support, that handles anything that the customers need. They have the people in place that will handle the incentivations, the daily deals, all of the things that you need in terms of newsletters and events and things that are happening for customers. It's the same functionality, folks, as you would have with a Google or with a Groupon, with Living Social, all of those things. And by the way, some of those staff that were with those companies are the staff that DubLi has actually hired from them that are running and taking control of this. As I mentioned, the registration for customers is absolutely free. They get to use all of what I just showed you, with the exception of those things I itemized, for free. And they can get up to as much as 30% cash back in the mall. The company runs sweepstakes on a monthly basis. They give away cash and trips and gold coins and computers. I mean, it's fun, it's exciting, the customers enjoy it, and they enjoy the atmosphere. And so they have access to all of that. Now, the registrations I mentioned are these exactly. On the entertainment side, we have what is called the Music on Demand. It's $9.95 per month on a subscription basis, month to month. And again, it gets everything that a free customer gets, plus the ability then to create the multiple playlists, to share on the social media, and the things that I mentioned before. Now, I'll give you an example. Here in North America, we have a lot of free services that are out there, like Pandora and Rhapsody and those companies. I happen to have Pandora, and it's free unless it doesn't allow you to be able to select songs. It doesn't allow you to do anything other than create what they call genre. You have to be willing to listen to their commercials. But if you want to be able to collect your own songs and select them and not listen to commercials, their subscription package is $9.95, identical to ours. Except with ours, not only do you get all of that, and the music videos, and the radio stations, and the games, which nobody else will give. So it's a really strong value to the consumer. It's a great value. The Smart Shopper, as I mentioned, is $4.95 a month, and that gets the customer the additional 5% cash back on every single dollar that they spend in the mall. The VIP is what I call the all-access package. Now, in the VIP package, you get all of what would be included with the free shoppers, plus you get what's included in the entertainment subscription fee, which is $9.95 a month. Call that $10, if you will. The VIP also gets 7% cash back, not 5 like the Smart Shopper would, and that's, call it $5 a month. So if you add 10 and 5 is 15. They also get 25 credits for free every single month into their account. Now, the retail value of a credit is 80 cents. If you did the math on that, that would be $20. So you had 20, 10, and 5 is $35. They're getting all of that for $28.95, plus the VIP customers are the only ones that can, in fact, shop and buy in the express auction. They get a free DubLi branded MasterCard, which means they can take all the cash back, all of their earnings, everything else onto the card, take it offline, and go use it wherever they want to use it. They get all of that. There's a lot of benefits to the consumer. And when the consumer recognizes how powerful this offering is and the value that the VIP member gives them, they always will select the VIP selection. The other thing that the VIP gets is the company has what is called a referral program. You know, you've all heard the stories about if you go to a restaurant, you like the restaurant, you tell friends. You go to a movie, you like the movie, you tell friends. And, of course, you've all heard the restaurant doesn't send you any money to say thank you, or the theater, etc. With DubLi, if you refer a customer as a customer now, and they become a VIP customer, in month number 1 they get $5, and every single month after that they get $2.50 per month as a way of the company saying thank you for the referral. So if you ended up just referring 10 VIP customers, you got $50 one-time fee, but you're getting $25 per month, which is basically almost the same cost as your own personal VIP customer gets. But on an ongoing basis, if a customer chose to continue to tell people how to save money, how to save time, how to enjoy the experience, then the company will continue to reward them financially for their having referred customer. Very, very powerful, and another way that it brings additional customers into the business for us. Now, DubLi Network. This is the marketing company behind DubLi.com, and this is where we get involved from the business side. The company has allowed us to have a complete global turnkey operation that allows us to run a global business through the internet, regardless of language, from the convenience of our home if we chose to do so. In conjunction with that, the company handles all of the marketing, all of the incentivizing, and gives those of us who chose to engage in the business the tools to be incredibly successful. There are people that do a lot of internet marketing. They do email campaigns. They have their own blogs. They have their own websites. They have their own companies. You can take the towers and you can take all of these types of things that they're used to using. They're HTML coded. Put them on your site. Put them in your email. Put them wherever you want to put them. And they are coded specifically to the business associate, any customers, anything that comes from that. is electronically tied to them. And as the promotions change, they don't even have to take care of the upkeep. DubLi handles all of that on their behalf. The social media side, you can engage in that as well. You can enjoy the benefits of being able to use social media, and it doesn't matter whether it's Twitter or Facebook or anything else that's out there, to tell the story and let people know about this new business model. DubLi has their own magazine, among other promotional pieces. It's electronic. Again, it can be coded to the business associate. You can email it anywhere in the world, and it will show very graphically the things that are happening with the company, both on DubLi Network as well as DubLi.com. And many of the magazines now are encoded with video links that allows people, which you can't do, by the way, with paper, and it allows people to see videos and video content of what's going on. DubLi TV is another strong tool for the company. In fact, just today, the company made an announcement about DubLi TV that allows many of us in the field to be able to utilize DubLi TV for our content and materials, but it doesn't matter what is happening, whether it's retail or business oriented, and it will always be separated, by the way, so it's never confused. The most powerful way of being able to deliver messages to people. Most of the public is used to sitting in front of their TVs anyway, and this is another way that DubLi just integrates the presentation, integrates the communication directly to people on a global basis. And the news, they're doing their branding campaigns. They've done a lot of testing in the past. Starting the 18th of last month, the very first branding campaign via an infomercial, it's a 30-minute infomercial. It's done in a talk host format, was launched in North America. At the end of this month, they will pick up all of the major cable companies, and DubLi will have that infomercial in over 100 million households. Now, the thing about it is this is designed to educate the consumer, to teach them how to use DubLi, to get the brand name out in front of DubLi, because this is all about brand awareness and education, which makes what we do simpler, easier in terms of a process of developing the business. Now, let me talk a little bit about how the income is generated, because that's one of the important things for people who are looking at the business side. Now, on the compensation plan, there's two distinct pieces to what we do. One of us is on the personal side, and this is personal customers. And somebody that chooses to engage with DubLi has the ability to earn between 5 to as much as 25% on every transaction generated by a customer. One of the terms I just used, and I want you to file that in the back of your mind for a moment, I said transaction. That means any package subscription a customer subscribes to is commissionable. Any credits purchased are commissionable. Any purchases a customer makes in the mall is commissionable. In other words, every transaction a consumer will create is commissionable to us in the business. And that, again, it ranges from 5 to 25%. Now, the other thing about it is that it's not only on personal customers you refer, but all of the viral growth customers that will automatically come, because when people have a good deal, they will tell others. The second source of income is on the business building side. And we have the ability to earn an additional 5 to as much as 27% on all of our organization, the groups that we choose to build with, their customers, referred customers of customers' customers. And again, that 5 to 27.5% is generated on every single transaction generated. And today, again, it's the subscription packages, it's the credits purchases, and it's also the purchases made in the mall. Now, what I want to do is I want to kind of put that into context for you. And I want to do it in what I consider to be somewhat a conservative way, if you will. Let's just assume it takes us 6 months to help you find 20 VIP customers. That's a little over 3 a month. Very conservative, very doable, $28.95 a month. We know, based on historical data from the company, that they did a lot of testing over a couple of years. There's a viral growth aspect on the minimum side of 5. And I worked with only the minimum number. So I said, if that be the case, then in 3 months later from your 20, they'll bring 5 each. That gives you an additional 100 customers. 3 months later, at the end of 1 year, those 100 customers will be 5 each. That's 500 customers. That's 620. And I suggest we round that down. Let's just round it down to 400 VIP customers. The VIP customers are paying $28.95 a month, but included in that, they get 25 credits included for free to them, but it's part of the credits coming out of your business associate package or retail. Retail is 80 cents. I'm making an assumption here that the package you bought was the package that gave you the biggest discount, which was 25%, which means you paid 60 cents for the credit. The company's selling it on your behalf at 80 cents. So that's 10,000 credits being sold per month. That's 2 gold packages, because one gold package holds 5,000. That throws off a monthly cash flow of over $2,000 per month just on the package subscriptions that you earned from the VIP customers. Now, folks, that has no bearing at all on the additional income that you'll earn on any of the purchases made or any other transaction generated by the customers. This is strictly on the subscription package alone. And I want to kind of under-promise and over-deliver it, if you will, and the timeline would be the variable anyway. That's the retail side. On the business building side, let's also assume during the course of the year you find a couple of people who wanted to be part of your business, who found a couple of people that want to be part of your business, and at the end of the year you ended up with 50 people part of your team. And we give them the same timeline that it took you to get your 20 customers. They get their 20, and they end up with the same viral growth, and we'll round it down to 400 just like we did on your example. And please understand, this is an example. It's designed to be an example only. So now you've got 50 business associates, each with 400 credits, or 400 VIP customers, I should say. Okay, that means that that equals 100 gold package purchases per month, because it's 2 gold packages a month each. 100 gold packages at the retail price is $2,900, almost $300,000. So if you do the math on that, it comes out at 5%. Now, I'm figuring the low end, by the way. The low end, it's probably going to be a little bit more than that, but let's just say you're at the minimum side in terms of earning of 5%. That means your monthly earnings on that is $14,000, almost $15,000 US per month. Well, again, this is designed to be an example only. The timeline can be the variable, and the performance can be the variable. But you take that $14,000 plus your original 2 that you made per month off of your personal customers, because those are separate, and you've got an earnings of just a little bit under $17,000 per month on a consumer-driven business model that has nothing to do with business activity at that juncture, because this is on the customer side. Now, the other thing to take into consideration is, again, this was based on the subscription package only. It had nothing to do with any other purchases or anything else that was doing. The purpose of a presentation like this is a business, is to give you information that you need to have to make a good decision for you and your family. But what I want you to understand is this. At the very beginning of the presentation, I said what DubLi has done to date is they took what iTunes did, what Amazon did, what eBay did, what Google did, and they put it all under one roof. Because again, what you just saw, the entertainment side is like iTunes. The shopping side is like Amazon. And the auction side is like eBay. Now, I say like, but there's a great deal of dissimilarity, but you get the idea. Now, the end game for DubLi has nothing to do with shopping malls. Folks, there are lots of shopping malls out there today. Some of them are traditional business models. Some of them are network marketing models. Now, they're all shouting the same thing, make all kinds of money, do this, do that. They're all looking at a short-term business. That has nothing to do with DubLi. If you look at the smart shopper or the fun shopping side, which is the auctions, it's the same scenario. You've got traditional companies out there, traditional business model companies out there in the auction side, and you've got companies in the network marketing business. And again, they're all shouting the same thing. Make all kinds of money. You don't have to work hard or whatever the case may be. It's a piece. And then if you look at our entertainment division, which today is only the music videos, the radio stations, and the games for the kids. Down the road, it will include television and ebooks and audiobooks and videos and movies. All of that will be under the umbrella of entertainment. Now, most of the models that are out there are all traditional business models. I'm not aware of any that are in the network marketing world. But again, all of the above is not what DubLi's building. You heard me use the term a transactionally driven community. DubLi knew that the convergence of technology that's taking place today with handheld devices and smartphones with the transition moving from the brick and mortar world to the virtual world via the internet was taking place. And we also know, based on the information released by the companies who talk about surveys, that customers will create transactions on the internet within communities that they trust, feel safe, bring them value, it's enjoyment, and they have the opportunity to have an exchange with other people who are using the same product or service versus going direct to the same companies and dealing with salespeople. That is the glue. That is the creation of a global online community, transactionally driven. This machine had to be built to get to where it is today. It's taken them years and tens of millions of dollars, more than they ever thought it would, to get to the point now that it's done. Down the road in the future, now here's my disclaimer, folks. I'm not making any representations on behalf of the company. But I do know that things like online banking, children's education, health insurance, life insurance, all the things that we do today in the brick and mortar world, we already do online or will be doing online. And we also know that it will be done in communities. And we will do it in communities that bring us what I just described. So as DubLi moves forward, and every time they add another value-based proposition to the equation, we become that transactionally driven community of significant value to families. We're not selling them a shopping mall. We're not selling them an auction. We leave that to the others to fight over that. Those are what we consider to be the crumbs. Think of it this way, two things. Think of credit card companies. Credit card companies make billions and billions of dollars on credit card transactions. Not on the value, on the transactions. Now, obviously, it's tied somewhat to value, but it's on the transactions. We're going to be a transactionally driven environment. Also think of it this way. When Amazon started, Amazon was a bookseller in the beginning, and not a very good one. They got their act together, if you will, got much more efficient, much better at it, expanded their line to include what they have today. But can you imagine if you had a friend that had been in management with them in those days, and you had been able to negotiate a small transaction fee on every transaction they ever generated moving forwards in the future? What kind of income would you be making today? It'd be astronomical. It was never part of the equation. There's never a possibility. But for those people who have the ability to envision the intangible and recognize what we are building, where we're going, that's exactly what you have in front of you today. But we also have to understand this. When it comes to human nature, the average individual is not capable of envisioning the intangible. If they can't see it, feel it, taste it, they don't believe it. Only business-oriented people, only those kinds of people have the ability to envision the intangible because they have seen their business down the road a year, 2, 3 years, not the day one when they opened their business with no customers. They saw where they wanted to be. That is why today less than 0.1% of the entire global population owns everything and everybody else works for them. That's why you take people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, all of these types of individuals that we know, their household names, these were risk takers. These were visionaries. These were people who had the ability to envision the intangible, and look where they're at today. My job, if you will, is to convey to you information that you have the ability to be part of that. And you have the ability to be part of history in the making. The numbers that I just showed, the earnings being generated today, around the world, today, by our people actively engaged in the business, is insignificant to what will be generated over the next 12 to 24 months when the retail component of this company fully engages and starts to explode on a global basis. It will create historically the largest number of some of the highest income earners on a monthly basis that has ever been seen from any business model in existence. And you know, there's an old saying, it really doesn't matter what I say or what anybody says. At the end of the day, it's about performance, and time is the great equalizer. It either will expose me for being incorrect, or it will promote me for having been able to explain something that was happening in the future. And all of you that are on this particular webinar will have an opportunity to see that. I want to thank you for taking the time, allowing me to share this with you. It's always a pleasure. I'm excited about it. I see the future. I love being part of history. This is why my wife and I have engaged and do the things that we're doing. With that, I'm going to turn it back to Brian to close. God bless. Thank you all very, very much. Brian, back to you, my friend.